In comes John and Yoko one day, and that's where it all began.
That's where it all began.
John decided we should move in together. My name is May Pang, and this is my story.
She did not realize it was going to turn into such a big love affair. She thought it would be 2 weeks, gone, goodbye.
She told me, just I'm thinking of taking John back. And I said, what? She said, I think it's time.
I'm not even going to say what happened. Some of it was ridiculous. One way of putting it.
You're on Artist on Record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. And if it's your first time here talking to you, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified so you don't miss any other episodes. And if you enjoy this episode, check out ADIKA's All Access Backstage Pass in Patreon. You can find this episode and many others unedited, uncut. It's the place you'll see me cry. You'll see me laugh. You'll see the people I interviewed. They're asking themselves, what am I doing here? It's all there. But in the meantime, who's in the hot seat? We got May Pang, and May Pang has a new documentary coming out called The Lost Weekend, A Love Story. It comes out April 13th. I'll make sure those links are down below.
In comes John and Yoko one day, and that's where it all began.
That's where it all began.
And that's where and George had come in, Ringo had come in, but where it began with them because they came in to make 2 movies, Up Your Legs Forever and Fly. And they said, we want you got to work with them. And I was like, what just happened? I don't know how I got it, but I was the one that they picked.
Wow. So there it is. That's how it happened. Your first meeting when you saw John and Yoko walk this is before now. You don't even know John. There's nothing going on.
Nothing.
It's May as being a rock and roll person that loves rock and roll music. We all love the Beatles. This is your schooling now. You're in the School of Rock right there. Alan's office is basically your School of Rock.
Yes. I mean, also with the Rolling Stones. I mean, I have both
ADIKA, yeah, you have all and the best Rolling Stone stuff, the Mick Taylor era, great. Wow. So you see John and Yoko walk in there. What in your head? What are you thinking at first? Well, it's like
we were thinking, oh my God, why are they here so early? Because they came.
And they were polite. Were they polite when they walked in the door?
Well, they were standing by the bank of elevators at the building at 1700 Broadway. And my girlfriend, because we would come in together because she lived close by me. And I said, she goes, I was looking down at something. She goes, what are they doing here? I said, what are you talking about? She goes, look. I picked up my head and I looked, and right by standing by the bank of elevators, John and Yoko. And I said, I don't know, why are they here? It's a shock to see them at 9:30 in the morning, and work starts at 10. So obviously they didn't get the memo. They got in very early. We all filed into the elevator. They stood in the back. It was a little, we didn't say anything. We're staying in the front. We turn ahead. We're facing the front, and one of the vice presidents come in, and he sees us, and he goes, "Well, hello, ladies." And then as he looked up, he sees them staring at him, and he immediately turns around. And he goes, and he doesn't say anything. I get off the elevator because there were 2 floors. I got off first, and I thought, oh, thank God. I got in, and I hear my phone ringing. I go running, and it's the Henry Neufeld, who was the vice president, was on the elevator with us, and he says, "Get up here and see if they need anything." I said, "Okay." I mean, there was somebody else, but he says, "You get up here and talk to them." I said, "All right." And I went up there, and I just remembered walking in, and they were like sort of surprised to see me. That I didn't say anything because I didn't want to disturb them. I'm not going to be out there. I work here. That type.
Yeah.
Of
You want to be?
So I just walked in. Yeah. And I said, I'm May. If you need anything, they said, fine, thank you. We don't need anything. They were sitting in Alan's office waiting for Alan. So I just left. I said, here's my extension if you need me. And that was it. And then the next thing I know, but that afternoon, they said, you're going to work with them. I said, I am. And they go, yeah. And the only thing I was happy about besides working with them was the fact that I didn't have to wear. Back then, you had to be wearing a skirt. You had to wear, it wasn't like now that you could wear jeans.
Now you can wear Lululemons and be comfortable. Your gym outfits.
Right, exactly.
It's a whole different time.
Or stay home. Never mind.
Yeah, you could stay home.
Yeah. So it was on that level, and I just remembered the first day of working on it was the Up Your Legs Forever. The goal was to make get 365 pairs of legs to donate for peace. So she hands me her phone book and she goes, tell them you work for me and tell them that you want them to come down and donate their legs for peace. So, I mean, she opens up, she goes, I said, call these people. And I'm looking at them saying, there's Jackie Kennedy, Andy Warhol. We're talking like the cream of the crop.
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
people. And I'm like, oh my God. Hello, you know.
So you actually were calling
Oh,
Andy,
yeah.
Jackie Kennedy, and
Yeah.
what was this? So what was your pitch that you'd say? I need your
Oh,
legs.
here's
for
my
peace."
pitch. Hi, my name is May. I work for John Lennon and Yoko Ono. They're here to make a film. It's called Up Your Legs Forever. They just need your legs for you to donate for peace. They want to shoot you from your toes to your thighs. Would you please come down to do that? You can't forget it. You know, it's that thing, you know, it's
But you said
ingrained
it
in
so.
your
You said
mind.
it so great. You said it so mellow. No, like I'd be like, I can't believe I'm calling Jackie. Oh, I need your legs for peace, Jack. How do you say what? Like me with my Brooklyn accent. Jackie, it's Stefan. I need your legs for peace. Come on, it's for John and Yoko. Let's do this. Hang up.
It was kind of crazy, but the next one was even crazier. So after I didn't do it, I just got my name on the credit and that was
Yeah.
fine. I didn't need to show them because people coming up because there was somebody else from the office, this guy Paul. He went downstairs on the street, come on, donate your legs for peace, and you know, come on up. And people would say, John and Yoko are upstairs, and they come running up, and some of them showed more than their toes to their thighs, and I didn't want to be a part of any of it, and I ran off, you know, and I was so happy. They go, who didn't do it? They go, oh, wait a minute, we didn't get May. I was already gone. I heard my elevator slam. I was going. Then the next one we did was Fly, which was, and this is dead of winter that we're doing this movie. They had ordered you know, flies from, I guess there's places that you can buy, you know, laboratories that you can buy these things. Not from me, thank you. So they got some flies, and some of them came already not healthy, and we were losing the flies. And the premise of this is to watch a fly crawl all over a nude woman's body.
Oh.
Yeah. It was I just sort of looked at it, and as naive as I was back then, it was really funny. And I kept thinking, wow, this woman could stay still while this fly is crawling all over her, not knowing that, you know, she had taken something to knock her out. And I'm thinking, good gracious, you know, just the thought.
Who's coming up with these ideas with the fly?
This was Yoko's. These were two of Yoko's shorts.
Those are whole ideas.
Yeah.
You know, I got to ask you, May, you know, and I know you do all these interviews and everything, and it seems like being with John and you had this love. So, you know, I don't want to move away from what we're talking about, but was he like, I don't even know how to say it in words. Like, it seems like these ideas are so out of their mind. I know it's the time and like craziness. Was John really that out of his mind with those kind of ideas? Or he was more, yeah, you know, I'm just doing this because she's, you know, make her happy.
Well, let me put it this way. It depends on who you're with. You know what I mean? Your partner. It's like, you know, we didn't have that. We shared something different. We did music. So that was our, you know, when you're looking at your relationship. And, you know, Yoko was doing creative things in film, whatever they were doing, that's where he was ending up. With me, it was all about the music. And that's where we came up with a lot of the rock and roll music. I'll never forget, I remember saying to him, you know, I love all these rock and roll songs. I said, one of my favorite was Angel Baby.
I love Angel Baby.
Right,
Rosie and the Originals.
Yes.
It's just like heaven.
Rosie and the Originals.
It's my favorite. Yes.
I was in touch with her son, you know, and of recent times. But it was just so weird that he looked at me and he goes, I love that song too. And I go, you're kidding. And he said, how do you know? Because we were, you know, we're 10 years apart in age. And I said, I get it first. I get it firsthand. You get it second. And he went, fair enough, because remember, in England, all those people in Europe, they didn't get the songs,
That's
they
right.
didn't get the Shirelles and all these until much later. So I
No,
would get him first.
no. Would John like, geek out like over like knowing the history, like the Brill building with all this?
Oh,
music?
absolutely. He was
Would-
so into all of that.
Would he like
definitely-
walk by the building, go, this is like, because right there, the Brill building, which you and I both know, it's
Yeah.
legendary.
I would tell him what was happening and who was here. And he go, really? He'd be fascinated. And he loved all that history about the music. He was
Yeah.
so into it, and to me, I'm so happy that he was. And he couldn't believe, like I said, that I knew all this stuff.
And this is my story.
She was a very good assistant.
What kinds of things would you do on a daily basis?
Taking care of everything. Working in the studio, doing clothes, doing the publicity.
Yoko walked into my office and said, John and I are not getting along. I want you to go out with him. Are you kidding? I can't do that. He's my employee. He's my boss. He's your husband.
That was the fabulous May Pang. And if you want to see The Lost Weekend, a love story, links will be down below to see where it's playing near you. In the meantime, you can see this episode unedited, uncut in our all access VIP backstage pass in Patreon, where we do the interviews unedited, uncut, unfiltered, and live. Subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and put your comments down below. Always love to hear what you have to say. Remember, it's only rock and roll, and we like it. Until then, who loves you, baby? We do.